Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. My fiancé cheated on me, so I exposed her and sent her to the streets. With update. My story, at the onset, is your typical infidelity story. Male 27, engaged for 6 months, fiancé acting distant, gone at weird times, sex and frequent excuses. Found the texts. She's been sleeping with a guy, married with kids. Took pics of them all. This douchebag was coaching my fiancé on having affairs. He's been doing it off and on for years, like it's acceptable. And yes, it's in the texts. Here's my success story. This transpired late spring. Wedding was planned this summer. Zero hesitation. There was no way this was going to happen. I was done. I work for a huge company. Position openings galore right now. Interviewed and secured a position in a place I always wanted to live. Gave notice to my landlord. Fiancé lived with me. Lease entirely in my name. Filed unlawful detainer. Got a new phone plan and new number. Plan was to end the relationship on Thursday. My last day in the apartment was Friday. Movers scheduled. Impeccable timing. She had a girls' weekend getaway planned that weekend. Arranged to have the sheriff at my place for 4 hours. Cost me $200. We can hire off-duty in my county. What transpired that Thursday? FedExed screenshots to her parents and affair partner's wife, both with respectable notes. Her parents were out a lot of money, having to cancel the wedding with short notice. Felt bad. Not really. Turned old cell phone service off. Met with the deputy, explained the situation, presented court documents. Dude was cool. She came home from work. Told her we were done. She needed to pack and leave. No explanation, just that I was not ready to be married. Of course, she was a mess. Deputy moved it along. Took a few hours. Tears transitioned to anger. That evening, blocked her on everything. Was on the road by Friday afternoon. It's almost 3 months now. The new job, new scenery, meeting new people. Have been no contact with almost everyone. Mutual friends tell me she is not doing well. The ones I keep in contact with now know the story. Her parents contacted my parents and apologized. They asked for my information, but my dad declined to share. He did tell me to call them. I may out of respect. Her sister, who I failed to block, messaged me on Facebook. Wrote she understood why, but felt I could have handled it better. Alright, let's get a few reactions, then move on to the update. Clayton, 268, says, F her and her sister. At that point, you're taking care of you, as you should. You avoided a mess and moved on to better things. Nice job. Who's Got Ammo says, These are the cheating stories I like reading. Thank you for being a shining example of how to handle the situation perfectly. Ex-fiancé's sister is full of crap. A. Ethan V says, Could have handled it better. Equal bend over and take it, and allow her disgusting sister to save her reputation and allow her to avoid any consequences for her decisions. Yeah, this sister is a crappy enabler. Glad you blocked her. Okay, time for the update. Many have made comments regarding my ex-fiancé's sister PM comment. I honestly always felt her comment was based on how I handled things with her parents. After reading your comments, I now see she may have meant how I handled it with my ex as well. During my long drive and days after, I felt really cowardly. Felt like I was running from my ex by not confronting her with the truth. I honestly just didn't want to deal with it. Felt it would do no good and really did just want to get away. Your comments now make me feel good about what I did. I plan to contact her parents soon. Need to just find a phone and privacy. Not sure what to say exactly. Regarding the texts between ex and affair partner, I had 12 pics of the text strings, so a lot. Also a few pics, not sexual, but incriminating. There was no doubt they had slept together. The comments he made that aggravated me pertained to him justifying cheating. Everyone I know, men and women, have at some point had someone on the side. Guaranteed your boyfriend has cheated, or will. All guys do it. We are not programmed to be monogamous. My marriage is better because I don't have to put everything on my wife. The comments my ex made that were upsetting. I enjoyed our time the other day. I just need to get more comfortable. It just takes a couple of times. I am just nervous, not being with you. It's great. Just do not want him to find out, ever. I'm pretty sure he cheated on me before. For the record, I never cheated on her. I never contacted the affair partner's wife. Both letters and screenshots were sent FedEx. Tracking shows they delivered. That's all I have. Part of me wants to contact her. Part of me thinks, with what I sent, there's no way he can weasel out of this unless she's in complete denial, in which case it's pointless. I talked to a few mutual friends. They brought her up. All I gather is she's not doing well, whatever that means. I really do not want to get into discussions about her, so I changed the subject. I live in a really cool apartment complex, a lot of people my age, and met a bunch. Also have a lot of friends from work. Social life is pretty good. Thanks again. When I speak to her parents, I'll send an update. More comments from the community, starting with A. Ethan V. You are coping in a very healthy way and moving on to bigger and better things. Be prepared for the discussion with the parents. They may try and push the reconciliation angle. Everyone makes mistakes. The guy brainwashed her. They were never physical, etc. Even with the proof you sent, their daughter could have minimized her actions by gaslighting them, which happens a lot when someone cheats, because they can't face the reality of their actions. I even had one ex-friend who convinced his parents that the text that said, "I've never been F'd so good," was just role play. What the F? Hold firm on your response. Things like, "I can never be in a relationship with someone who can look at me in the eyes and lie about everything I hold dear. I'm sorry, but her betrayal is too much to overcome. I will not be entertaining discussions about reconciling. I just wanted to express my appreciation for how you treated me as her partner, but I cannot continue our relationship with her," etc. Wishing you healing. You are on the right track. Beb252 says, "You handled things pretty well. I admire you for that. Regarding affair partner's wife, you did what you could. The package might have been intercepted by her husband, but who knows? It's up to you if you want to contact her or not, but I believe the package tracking might register on her name, so she should be aware of your package. I know there's a message that the package was successfully delivered on both sides. You dodged a bullet right there. The affair partner has successfully penetrated her state of mind. Not all people are as despicable as he is. Not all people are cheaters like him." Chico Foxy says, "Nice job, OP. Sounds like you made all the right moves. I hope you heal well and quickly. I wouldn't suggest contacting the wife though. Like you said, what's done is down and she can accept it or not. I would also suggest being upfront to everyone about not bringing her or the situation up in conversation. There's no reason to dwell on any of it. She made her bed and now she can lie in it without you." Moving on to the next story. My wife cheated on me. I can't leave her now, but I will not go easy on her. With update. This is my first post. I've, male 40, been suspicious of my wife, female 38, since about February. For months and months, I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I documented what I saw and how it felt. I confronted her a number of times about it. At first, she blamed it on me and said I was probably cheating or felt bad for how I've treated her in the past. I have not met her emotional or sexual needs for most of our 18-year relationship. Then she said nothing was going on with the guy I was suspicious of. And then she said at one point she questioned if she had feelings for him. And finally, last weekend, she said something that made me believe my suspicions were true, and she said we need to talk soon without the kids, 3, in the house. She let me know tonight that the talk is going to be tomorrow. I know what she's going to say. She wrote a letter, and I found it today while she was out. In the letter, she admits to being intimate with him 3 times. She also begs me to give her a pass and move on together as she feels that's what she has done from my past behavior. I was a functioning alcoholic for many years, and as I said before, I left many of her needs unmet. Numerous times I tried individual counseling, and I honestly tried to change, but I never realized I had a drinking problem. I always felt that my drinking was under control. This past Christmas, a switch was flipped and I stopped drinking. I can see now I had been lying to myself for years, and my wife feels like I was lying to her as well about it. The thing is, it wasn't an active choice I made to lie to her about it. When I could see the truth, I admitted it right away. I feel she made a very conscious decision to have sex with another person and then repetitively lie about it. Am I completely off basis here? For those who have been through this, during tomorrow's talk, what should I look out for? Pay special attention to? Make sure I don't do it? Thank you to all the people's stories I've read while lurking on this sub for the past couple of months. I have learned so much and validated the feelings I was seriously struggling with. There is so much more to my story. I'll be sure more will be told when I'm due time. Edit. Change some wording about my wife wanting me to give her a pass on this, almost like it never happened. Alright, some quick comments before the update. Chulhu Almighty says, prepare for gaslighting so she can play the victim. Something along the lines of, I did this because you did that, type of thing. If you both decide you want to try and salvage the marriage, make sure to set very clear boundaries and consequences if they are broken. Also, be prepared for hysterical bonding. Okay, update time. If you feel you need to call my wife derogatory names, please stop reading and go somewhere else. I will not tolerate it. We met in a park yesterday after I dropped our kids off at her parents' house. While sitting at a picnic table facing each other, she read her almost 5-page letter to me. It was brutal to hear the words come out of her mouth, but at the same time, it was extremely validating. Finally, all of my gut feelings, all of the snippets of evidence I found, everything I had gone through was validated. I'm completely devastated, but I feel my mind has slowed down. It's not racing trying to figure out what's going on. She was very emotional at times when reading. I could see the pain in her eyes when she got to the part where she admitted it was a physical affair. She said she never meant to hurt me, and she lied about it because she knew how much it would hurt me. I listened to her without speaking. I remained calm and collected, no tears and no anger. When she finished, I waited before I spoke. When I did, I thanked her for finally telling some of the truth. I told her she has lied to me so much, there is no way I can believe this is all that has happened. After that, I told her I needed the following: her to be tested for STDs, DNA tests for our kids. She needs to immediately tell her sister and her husband, and both of my wife's parents to start with. Absolutely no contact with anyone for the group of friends her affair partner is with. She needs to start counseling for herself. She moves into our guest bedroom. I told her I should ask her to leave the house, but we were in the midst of dealing with issues with one of our children, and having their mother move out would be counterproductive for their health. I need time to think. She read How to Help Your Spouse Through Your Affair. She downloaded it and started last night. She accepted all of my requests with no real pushback. She does take responsibility for her actions, and she said it many times throughout our meeting. She said she was unhappy before the affair, but what she did was not acceptable. There are lots of other options she could have done. She went and talked with her sister, told our brother-in-law, and then her sister went with her to tell her parents. From what I was told, they all said they are not picking sides. They would support us however we need, and that she was wrong and made a very bad decision. Last night, I again reiterated the fact that I need time and I have made no decision yet. I did say it would end immediately if I find out she contacts him or if I find out she is still lying to me. I also let her know I had found and read the letter the day before. She asked why I didn't say anything. I told her I was in shock and I needed to hear her say it herself. I still feel like I'm in shock. Okay, time for some comments. Kernock says, sorry that you are in this position. From what I read so far, I think you are doing a lot right and demanding the right things. Now, while your emotions are still so raw, don't make any life-altering decisions. Take some time, process what she did, understand what that means for you and your family. She made her decision months ago, knew what consequences there would be if you found out and accepted them. This affair was more important to her. It is on her to find out if she can change her mindset towards you and your family or not, and then to either inform you that she can't or show you that she is working on that. For you, you need to make a decision about your future and what you want your future to look like. What she did changed everything between you. In a kind of way, she pushed your relationship back to square one, the point where you are dating and had to make a decision if you want to be by her side. But this time, you know more about her, know what she is capable of, and you need to take some time to make that decision, just like her. If she wants to have a chance for reconciliation, then she also needs to understand what that means. Her affair partner and everyone that knew about the affair needs to be cut out of her life permanently. They are all enemies of your marriage. Is she ready to do that? Take some time to yourself for now. Put your focus on the issues of your kid and find someone that you trust that you can talk to in addition to your counselor. You are worth so much more than to be treated this way. The Fixer 123456 says, you are going to get a lot of comments about leave, burn her at the stake, etc. But as you already know, only you can make that decision. I think you need a timeline to ensure that you have the complete truth. There are some positives. She confessed. She accepted your conditions. She exposed it to her sister and parents. But now, the hard work comes, and this one is going to really test both of you. Will you wonder where she is when she goes out? Is she prepared for your outbursts? And that will happen. Will you police her actions to ensure the boundaries are enforced? And so on. This is going to be a minimum of 3 years process, and, for some, it will be much tougher than facing the alcohol issue. What the cheater does after the affair is exposed is critical, and she appears to be doing the right things, as of now. I am going against the grain here and think you should really consider staying, but, again, only you can make that decision. Good luck and sending strength. And finally, from Complete Truck 4700. Lawyer up. Get a post-nup agreement written up with everything you want and get her to sign it while she is still remorseful about being caught. Those feelings will fade. Get access to all of her devices, but don't check them regularly. Allow her the freedom to make her choice. You can't control her or her decision, you can only control your reactions. Be prepared for the worst, hope for the best. I wish you future happiness and hope it works out for you.